I wonder what Mattel's gonna do for their Jurassic World San Diego Comic Con exclusive figure for this year. Oh, it's been revealed. Let's see what it. What's up, you guys? So today I'm gonna be sharing my thoughts on the San Diego Comic Con exclusive Hammond collection figure for 2026. Now, let's get into this thing. Now, currently, as of recording this, we only have 3 images of this figure so far, and, I'm sure there are bound to be more releasing soon, but, for now, this is what I have at my disposal. So, yeah. For some, I am kind of confuzzled with this set. Oh, and also, fun fact about this set. This is actually the very first San Diego Comic-Con exclusive set that Mattel has released for the Jurassic World toy line so far that doesn't actually have a human. Yeah, all the other ones have had humans to some degree. But, this is just the sole raptor, at least from what we could see so far. Now, although I could really care less about the humans, I feel like a human could have saved this, or at least another raptor, because, one raptor? Are you serious? I mean, Pete's sake, man. Now, apparently this figure is meant to be celebrating the 25th anniversary of Jurassic Park 3, which somehow completely crossed my mind entirely. And, I don't know if this would have been the best way to pull this off, honestly. Because, yeah, the raptor looks quite weird. But, I think it's important that we talk about the design of this figure. Now, right off the bat, it does appear to have new teeth. So, that is good that and actually it has a completely different head sculpt from the original JP3 Hammond Collection Velociraptor, which I can applaud them on, but they really just ended up reusing the old body of the Hammond Collection Raptor. For some very quick context, this is the original design of the Hammond Collection Velociraptor, which essentially was just a very much shrunken down sculpt of the Amber Collection Velociraptor, with incredibly gigantic feet. They then reused this sculpt for 2023 whenever they made the Amber Collection JP3 Velociraptors, the JP3 Male Raptor, which released in the mainline Hammond Collection series, and the JP3 Female Velociraptor, which released exclusively on Amazon for whatever reason, and unfortunately, it's no longer available on Amazon, I believe. So then around 2024, they finally decided, maybe we should probably change the sculpt because it looks a bit weird. And they ended up doing that, and they held on to the sculpt for a pretty decent while. And for whatever reason, in 2025, whenever they released the Lost World Tiger Velociraptor, they decided to reuse the old arms. But largely, this figure was still okay for a Hammond Collection Velociraptor. And honestly, the fact that they went all the way back and reused the original Hammond Collection Velociraptor body design just for this exclusive figure is honestly very disappointing. And it's just, Mattel, why? Now let's talk about the design of this figure overall. So as we can see, they changed the head sculpt a bit, and now the quills are a lot more exaggerated than previously. Before, the Hammond Collection JP3 Male Velociraptor's quills were really just like 2 fins with white stripes on them. But they actually took the effort in sculpting out the quills for once, and honestly, I really applaud them for that. However, it gets worse whenever we go down the body. As previously mentioned, they reused the exact same body sculpt from the original Hammond Collection Velociraptor, but they did change the feet to be smaller, which I guess is good, but at the same time, you had a pretty decent Velociraptor design for whenever you released Blue, Delta, and the Lost World Raptor, so why not just use that sculpt for the other one? It's just, ugh. And also, the color. Now, earlier I really didn't like this color scheme because it looks like this thing has been scribbled on with a Sharpie, but it's starting to actually warm on to me a little bit, and I'm liking it a little bit more now. But still, I really do not understand what sort of design they were going for with this figure. I don't know if this was meant to be a concept or a sketch, but it just looks very weird. And honestly, what sucks the most about this figure, like, overall, is really just the fact that we're only, like, getting the one figure and nothing else as far as we can see here. Which, wouldn't be too bad if it were, a mainline or, a retail Hammond collection figure, but this is more meant to be a exclusive figure. And, considering that it's a small figure, it's likely going to be sold for at least $30 on the Mattel Creations website, or the convention if you go there. Which, is incredibly ridiculous. And hopefully they do not make it $30. But it's just... Yeah, overall, Mattel definitely fumbled this year with their exclusive figure. Not like they have too many good ones in the first place. But, yeah, what would have made this better? Honestly, another Raptor could have made this better, and maybe actually worth $30 if they decided to charge us that. Or maybe they could have released something entirely different, because, since they apparently love to include humans in their exclusive sets, maybe they could have done a Dieter Stark set with a bunch of compies, or maybe even like a final battle scene with the Spinosaurus and Alan Grant or some other people, because, it is the 25th year anniversary of Jurassic Park 3. But I digress. Anyways, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.